Hello there, and welcome to another edition of Husker Online Post-Game Live. Sean Callahan, Robin Washett, Steve Sipple. We're here at Huntington Bank Stadium as for the next hour or so, we're going to put a wrap on Nebraska's 24-6 loss to Minnesota. Before we get to that, again, we're brought to you by our official beverage sponsor of Husker Online Post-Game Live, Zipline. We hope you are enjoying a Zipline with us right now, as we would gladly like one at this point after we sat here and watched the game play out here on the field, but tons of great fall beers. Get into Zipline Tap and Grill on Saturday. Go there, watch college football. Thanks again to Zipline, the official beverage sponsor of Husker Online Post-Game Live. But, guys, it was ugly. I mean, it was 7-6 at halftime, and that was kind of red flag number one because Sipple, you predicted a 42-13 Nebraska win.
What did you predict?
I picked 31-27 Minnesota.
You did?
No, Nebraska.
Oh, you picked Minnesota win?
No, I had 31-27.
Oh, so you missed it too.
But I mean, you predicted a historic.
You missed it too.
I missed it too, but you predicted
bad, right?
You predicted an historical
missed
route.
It pretty bad, huh?
Okay. I'm just having some fun before we start, but something that nobody really predicted. I mean,
What'd you predict?
I had 31-27 Nebraska. I had not covering. I had Minnesota covering, Nebraska winning, like every other pick in the country. But, yeah, nobody predicted this. 24-6, 9 sacks by Minnesota as they outscored Nebraska 17-0 in the first half, or in the second half of this game, and just kind of dominated in all phases of the game. Nebraska never really got their sea legs going. Injuries to Rocco Spindler and Elijah Pritchett was ejected from the game. You had another injury to Vincent Shavers. This was an undermanned team, a team that just didn't look like it ever really had a feel for itself, other than maybe a few plays on special teams.
Yeah, I didn't think Nebraska was undermanned at all. I mean, they had some injuries to their O-line, but I don't know how they're undermanned. They came in really healthy, actually.
Undermanned as the game played out.
A little bit.
I mean, Vincent Shavers is one of their most impactful defensive players, but I'm
not going to make excuses.
The two offensive linemen is what I'm saying made an impact. I mean, losing two key guys.
Yeah, Minnesota took him to the woodshed. I don't think Elijah Pritchett and Rocco Spindler are going to make a big.
No, I agree. I'm just.
They got taken to the woodshed tonight by a team that was better prepared. I just tipped my cap to Minnesota. They're way more physical, better plan. It was just. I mean, I'm really impressed with Minnesota. PJ Fleck is 7-1 against Nebraska. 6-0, won the last 6. You can see why. I mean, it's pretty evident.
Yeah. So Nebraska was outcoached. PJ Fleck once again just ran circles around Nebraska's game plan. Had an answer for everything they did. Was able to basically control the flow of the game in every phase, and just played his game on what was probably, you could make a case, this is the worst Minnesota team Nebraska's faced since they've joined the Big Ten, or at least up there.
Pretty close.
And they didn't look like it. And that's the most concerning thing for me, is that Nebraska just got punked. I mean, and they got beat up on the line on both sides. They couldn't run the ball effectively. They couldn't protect the quarterback at all. They couldn't do anything on defense to get off the field. I mean, what was that? The 98-yard drive where they took almost 9 minutes off the clock? Like, that's just a man's drive right there, where Minnesota just punched Nebraska, and Nebraska couldn't punch back. And that's, to me, looking ahead to, we talk about how you get into November and the physicality and then just the toughness of the leagues really starts to add up. This was a concerning 60 minutes of football for Nebraska. The fact that they not just didn't lose the game, they just get out-coached. They just got out-toughed. They looked like they wanted to go home by the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I mean, 14-6, it almost fell over.
Yeah.
Kind of odd. I mean, it was after that 98.
1 point lead deficit. It felt like Nebraska was down 10.
Guys, there was a sack 1 out of every 6 plays.
That's insane.
Yeah, I'm not going to sit up here and make excuses for Nebraska. I mean, they had enough guys here.
And there were no turnovers. I mean,
right.
So you can't even, they turned it out. They just got thoroughly whipped by a team that didn't have near the star power and NIL investment. And I mean, you just think about the two programs. I mean, Minnesota is not Nebraska right now in terms of the investment that's being made to football, and they took it to Nebraska.
Yeah, you wonder about. I mean, the obvious question is about focus. Was Nebraska distracted by the whole Penn State matter? Rule said his team prepared well. He wasn't asked directly if it was a distraction, but he was asked about his team's focus. He said the team was focused.
I asked him on Wednesday if it was a distraction. He said no. Like he said, it hadn't seen anything to suggest that this team was being distracted by whatever was going on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting week ahead. 2 weeks on the road, and Nebraska guys had not won twice on the road back-to-back weeks in 20 years. It's not easy to do, as we know, and this was a great opportunity to do it. Now they go home for 2 in a row against Northwestern, against USC, with big questions on Rocco Spindler's injury, Vincent Shaver's status, just a lot of uncertainty now as we move ahead with these next 5 games.
Yeah, I mean, they still have a lot in front of them. It doesn't have to be the end of the season here. I mean, they should beat Northwestern. They can regroup. They got to get some stuff figured out up front on offense. The sack thing has been dogging them for a while. This is as bad as it's been, but remember, Michigan got them good.
This is 3 and 4 man rushes tonight.
Yeah.
In one case, 2. The last sack was a 2-man rush.
Yeah, that's a collapse. I don't. So they got to figure out something there.
And I don't know what you do at this point. I mean, you've already done every single offensive line combo possible, and it's not to the point where they're just not protecting well. Like Dylan just doesn't look comfortable at all. Like he looks like a guy that's getting thrown around every time he drops back, getting sacked every 6th play that they run. Like he looks like a guy that's not seeing the field. And when he has time, he's missing throws. Like that deep pass to Dane Key, he just overshot it. And I think that if he's more comfortable and not constantly looking about where he's going to get hit, maybe he's able to deliver more accurate passes. So, I mean, the ripple effect of this offensive line not be able to protect their greatest asset on offense is a real situation. And again, you pair that too with the inability to effectively run the football. I still would have liked to see them lean more on that running game.
Yeah.
You saw like Emmett Johnson reel up a 12-yard run, 3 straight passes, boom, they're punting. That again, they talk about how good their running game is and how it's like they scoff at the idea that they're not a good running team. And when they have success, they go away from it. That's something that is kind of baffling.
Well, and on first down runs tonight, Nebraska was 15 for 78, 15 carries, 78 yards. So they averaged 5.2.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
5.2 yards on first down runs on 15 of them. So, I mean, that's a pretty good sample size. But yeah, for whatever reason, second and third downs weren't runs.
Yeah. First drive, 3 straight passes, 3 and out.
Really, it was really odd. That first drive. Emmett's coming off his best performance against Maryland, and all the talk is, he's coming home, and let's see what this looks like. And the first series, there's a missed assignment on the first play, and they don't even give it to him on that series. So yeah, it was an odd start. That was critical too. A 3 and out on your first series is not. I mean, that's pretty critical in the big season.
After you force a punt, by the way. So Nebraska comes out of the gates and they force Minnesota
3 and out
to punt it right off the bat. So their play script they came out with, Nebraska shut her down right out of the gates. Like, all right, they can jump on Minnesota. And the way you beat a PJ Fleck team is you set the pace. You get ahead of them. If he gets ahead of you, we've seen this now. I mean, he knows how to control a game. And Drake Lindsay, all night, it was just short crossing routes, and it was frustrating as hell to watch. 16 of 20, 153 yards. Receivers are running free. And then when Nebraska has a chance to get off the field, they get a couple crucial penalties from Donovan Jones, a pass interference, a defensive holding, and then an unbelievable catch was made in the end zone. But a couple of those penalties were big, big moments in the second half when the game was still kind of in play.
Now, what was the Donovan Jones? When was that one? That was a big one.
Boy, he had 2 of them.
Yeah, he was holding the guy. He was definitely holding on one of them. I don't know about the other one, but I don't know. There's a lot that goes into this. Minnesota hadn't been running the ball well at all.
They got right.
Yeah, Darius Taylor ran 24 times for 151. Now 71 was on a play, but I don't like it. Yeah, I hate it when people say, "Well,
You take away the 71 yards.
Yeah.
You take away their giant touchdown runs.
Yeah. No.
Other than that one run,
He had run 22 times for 42 yards in the previous 2 games and ran 24 for 151 or 24 for 148 against Nebraska. That's after Maryland dinged him too. And Maryland was 18th in the league in rushing. So I don't know.
I don't really like that look of the 3-man line, especially when they're not winning much up front. I mean, when Nebraska was playing more of a heavier setting against Michigan State, I felt like they had more success against the run. And tonight it just felt like they played a true 3-man, and it just didn't work. They just weren't able to move anybody up front and kind of get things done. And Minnesota controlled the tempo.
Yeah, they went heavier as the game went on, especially after Shavers went out and they had to kind of go to more of a defensive line. So they tried that. They had a lot of David Hufkin, a lot of Gabe Moore, that kind of 5 defensive line look, and it didn't really make much of a difference regardless of the formation because they were getting beat off the ball. And then you look at, this is the second week in a row where a really bad rushing offense has run all over.
Right.
Maryland
exactly.
was the same boat where they hadn't run the ball against anybody.
Yeah.
Minnesota came in averaging 83.8 rushing yards per game. They had 93 by early in the second quarter.
Yeah. And
Darius Taylor ran for 24 carries for $148, had more rushing yards than he had the past 2 games combined.
Right.
Like, that's, you talk about getting run on. Like, it's one thing if Michigan runs the ball on you, and then they're like stable of backs and all that. But these are 2 straight games now where this run defense has struggled against mediocre to bad rushing offenses. I don't know how to answer that.
All right. Well, guys, we got a lot of super chats to dive into. Again, we're brought to you by our official beverage sponsor, Zipline. Go into Zipline October 31st. Get ready for the USC weekend with your favorite costume and live music with Killigan's. That will be going on at the brewery on West O. That's the Killigan's that plays my favorite first quarter song, Robin.
That's right.
They'll play a slew of other songs as well. So get on into Zipline, the brewery, on Halloween. We're also brought to you by BUBS Naturals. It's a clean, simple, effective supplement. It's great for joint health, hair, skin recovery. It gives you quick energy and focus, helps you hydrate, and gives you some great electrolytes that are going to keep you going all day. No junk, no fillers, and 10% of their profits go to veteran causes through the Glenn Doherty Memorial Foundation. It's unflavored as well, so you can add it to your coffee, your smoothie, your water, whatever. I think I'm going to add some Bubs to my drink on the way home tomorrow, guys, because we got a long ride back. But go to the website, bubsnaturals.com. Use the promo code Husker, and you will get 20% off your order of Bubs Naturals. Thanks to Bubs Naturals for sponsoring us here on Husker Online Postgame Live. But let's get into it, guys. 37 super chats, so we got a few to get through. Probably not as many as most nights because a lot of anger. I don't know how many class clowns we'll have tonight. We'll see if we get a few goofball names.
I'm sure there'll be some. We'll keep a lookout.
But Jamie comes in. Sipple, give me a ring sometime this week. I'd like to be a guest on your show.
That'd be, yeah. There you go.
How about you just call in? Oh, did you guys take callers very often?
Oh, not very often, no.
Brett Shively ask about Donovan Raiola, and just the O-line has been bad. I mean, what's his status? I mean, is he, do you point the finger at Donovan Raiola, or are there more issues in play? I think that's a hard thing to answer here, as you would say, without seeing the film. But I think it's going to be a topic. I mean, Donovan Raiola obviously is a key part to things, and a lot of people are wondering why this line has not played at a level, that it needs to play at this year so far.
Rule was asked about it, and I asked him about it. 9 sacks is extreme, and I just asked him what's going on. He said it was a lot of things, and he didn't really give a good answer. He just basically said it was a lot of things, and I guess there is. I don't know. You can't really assess that without rewatching it, to be honest.
Yeah, but what I can assess is a program record 9 sacks.
For
Minnesota had
yeah.
never had more sacks in a game.
A sack every 6 plays.
I mean, that to me, yeah, there's a lot of issues. Well, fix one of them. I mean, like, there's so much going on right now with this offensive line, and now it's not getting any better with Rocco Spindler potentially. Who knows what his situation is like, and that's one of your highest paid offensive linemen. Like, they've got a lot of issues that they need to try to figure out, and we're halfway through the season now, and it doesn't look like they're anywhere close to figuring them out.
So Spindler went down in the first
Second
quarter. Or second quarter?
Mhm.
I thought Pritchett was out in the second quarter. Anyway.
Pritchett was second. Spindler was first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Spindler was first quarter. Pritchett was second. I thought they had viable backups. They talked about the depth, their depth up front. They talk about that. So I'm not letting them off the hook on that. They threw seniors into that, or they threw Corcoran in there. Was Knack a senior or junior? He's a veteran. I think he's a junior, but they have depth, or so they say. So you don't let him off the hook on that.
All right, Steven.
Junior.
Steven has just a comment. Send rule to Penn State. Useless. You can't beat it. All right. Let's move into Teddy Leachy, one of our favorites. What did we just watch? O and D lines are severely lacking. Minnesota is not a good team, but they were way more physical than us.
Yeah.
What gives at this point? Talent, coaching, or the PSU distraction? And guys, I think it's one of those things where it's hard. You hear all week how this is going to be an easy game. And I know you shouldn't read into things, but that was the mentality. Hey, this is a down Minnesota team. You're favored by, at one point, 8.5 points, which is a huge road line in the Big Ten.
Oh, yeah.
And so I think Nebraska decided, hey, we'd come in here, but it was loud in this place. This crowd wanted this game.
Yeah, and I thought Minnesota was visibly more fired up.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, their players were pumping their fists. They're reacting after plays. They were the more fired up team tonight.
Yeah, and we keep letting them start the way that they did. That's the problem. Because this place turns into just like a raucous party where the student section is just dancing and chanting F Nebraska and all that stuff. And it can get hostile in here and get loud.
It was impressive.
The Husker fans, by the way, there are a lot here, but they were not a factor because there were no moments
to cheer about.
I mean, the best play of the game might have been Archie Wilson's punt to the 2-yard line. I mean, and then how did Minnesota answer? A 98-yard scoring drive.
Didn't last
so
long.
That was a tough moment. MT, this felt like a Jeff Sims 5-turnover game, but yeah, what's worse, 9 sacks or 5 turnovers?
Turnovers.
Close.
Turnovers.
That's close.
What's funny is, though, they turned it over a ton here 2 years ago and almost won.
Yeah. Neither one of them's any good.
Either way, yeah, it's just Nels in Montana. I know one of your big supporters, Sip. Famous Idaho Potato Bowl or bust, please.
Boise? Never been to Boise. Heard it's nice.
Damon Gaming, Rule consistently getting out coach, great program builder, but proving not to be a great game coach. Always out schemed in the third quarter, shows no adjustments. Nebraska needs to build a run first offense with a dual threat quarterback. Good thought there. I will say Dylan had to run tonight. I mean, there were moments where he had to take off and run, and he it's probably the best running game he had in terms of finding. I mean, he made a left-handed throw at one point tonight.
They know what they have. I mean, it's hard to change that in mid-flight. You just got to protect him.
Yeah, Minnesota's quarterback wasn't mobile. It worked pretty well tonight, didn't it?
Yeah. They had they were better coached. I don't know if they're better coached overall, but it looked like it tonight.
They were tonight.
Yeah.
Nels in Montana again. Minnesota just broke the FBS record for most sacks in a game. Is that right? Ooh, I don't know about that.
It was a program record.
God, yeah, because FBS record for most.
No, I mean there was a game when Nebraska played Maine and they had like 15 or 20. I mean a ton of sacks. Maybe it was their school record.
Yeah.
Congrats to Minnesota. Guess I'm not shocked, and that we found a way to gift it to them. Why do all the records get broke against us?
I'm shocked. I mean, I'm shocked by what I saw. I mean, Minnesota wasn't very good. I mean, they hadn't been very good this year.
No.
They just barely beat Purdue.
They were a touchdown underdog at home, and they looked dominant tonight.
Right. No, I'm shocked by this. Completely shocked.
The record for sacks in a single game is 15 by Tulsa against Louisiana Monroe in 2004. So not quite 15 sacks, but sure felt like it.
Fleck, I mean, that Fleck record against Nebraska is remarkable.
Yeah. I mean, that's coaching. Like the fact that he went with like 20 guys in the COVID season and beat Nebraska in Memorial Stadium. I granted the location didn't matter, but Their roster sure did, and he coached them to that win. Today, it sure felt like he coached them to this win today. So I know he gets a lot of flack, no pun intended, but I mean, man, when it comes down to it, the guy's a hell of a
I think he's
coach.
toned it down, though.
He doesn't get as much.
I don't think he's near like 9 years ago. He was a different, but he's a little bit more seasoned, and you can say what you want. The team plays off his personality.
Oh God, yeah.
Like he sprints around. I mean, that's how they play. I mean, they're just guys flying around making plays. Not a lot of pro prospects probably on that roster right now, but they were in the right place and they executed a game plan.
They had 6 guys make 53-man rosters off last year's team. I don't know if they'll have that this year, but they had 6 last year that made 53-man rosters. He brings in talent. It's just a little more under the radar.
And he has time to develop it. But, yeah, we always talk about Kirk Ferentz's dominance against Nebraska. Well, PJ Fleck's every bit as dominant.
Yeah. 6 straight.
It's remarkable.
All right, we'll keep the Super Chats going. But, again, we hope you are enjoying a Zipline beer with us. Get into Zipline. Try some of their great fall beers. Those are some of the best beers they make. We're also brought to you by Harry's. And we all traveled this week. We all traveled with our Harry's razors. Used mine this morning. Phenomenal products. They not only have perfected the razor game, they've made it affordable as well. And you're going to get a first-class razor at a great price. And it's not just razor with Harry's. It's shaving cream, it's face balms, it's lotions, tons of different options and great products. And we want to get you started with Harry's. We're going to get you the Harry's trial set for only $10. Again, just simply go to harrys.com/Husker. That's harrys.com/Husker. And you'll get the Harry's trial set for $10. And you can see for yourself why Harry's is the best razor and makes the best shaving products on the market. Thanks to Harry's for sponsoring us here on Husker Online Post Game Live. Billy comes in. For the love of God, why can't we tackle? What is going on in practice with these guys?
Was the tackling really bad?
Yeah. We'll get the final like PFF missed tackle numbers, but there was so many. And Sierra Wright said as much too. He said they felt like guys were like diving at the ground, like diving at feet,
not that again.
rather than trying to like wrap up and drive a defender or a player into the ground. Like,
that's what Rule said last week.
Yeah, and the same thing that happened against Michigan. So like that's kind of become another concerning trend is just the lapses in physicality from this defense. There's been games when they were really good. Like tonight was not one of them.
12 missed tackles by Nebraska. The grades are up.
That's not horrifying.
Minnesota actually missed 16.
Right. I mean, so I don't know. I don't know about all that,
but
12
PFF
missed tackles on 55 plays.
That's bad.
PFF actually scores them with 24 pressures, and they have 10 sacks. I know it was 9 on the official.
How much was Minnesota blitzing?
Seemed like much.
I will tell you that.
Talked about it. He said they're blitzing a lot.
Really?
He said they pressured a lot. Yeah.
Hold on. I will give you the blitz numbers here because they are live. Minnesota blitz 15 times on 38 passing plays. 15 out of 38.
Fair amount.
So they brought some heat. Dylan Raiola had 0 turnover-worthy plays, though. So he did a good job of not forcing it when he was under pressure. But Nebraska's offense, Quinn Clark was graded high. Luke Lindenmeyer received a respectable grade. Emmett Johnson had a respectable grade, but after that, obviously, it drops off quite a bit.
Emmett had 14 carries for 63 yards. It's not terrible.
Just didn't get a lot of opportunity.
Right.
But yeah, just
that number to be like 25-30.
It's a rough night. Well, let's keep the super chats going here. We're live in Minneapolis for Husker Online Post Game Live. Big Red. I'm not going to say that one.
It's not good creative.
Huskers can't get it done. Dylan took sacks. Offense looked bad. Donovan can't coach. It's time for TJ Lateef. Needs to get a nod. Enough is enough. Chase Carmichael simply just comes in. Yikes. Jack. I'm not going to. Anytime you get Jack, it gets a little dicey.
Might be all right.
I don't think so. Read that screen, Robin.
That name sounds familiar.
Okay, I'm not going to. I'm thinking my mind's in super chat mode here. The whole offensive philosophy does not suit the Big Ten. 3 years in, and we're still waiting for NU's O-line to be Big Ten ready. Very disappointing.
Yeah. It was a big disappointing night for the O-line.
Veteran line. It just didn't.
I mean, Dylan held it a couple times, maybe a few times, but I'm just amazed sometimes how quickly that it's on him, that the rush is on him.
Mm-hmm.
There's just not a lot. If you're looking downfield for a receiver to make his break, and
it's hard to
there's
to
a guy
see the
on
field, and we'll let routes develop when you're getting defenders.
6 of the sacks were charged to the O-line. 4 went to Gunnar Gatula, 1 to Turner Corcoran, and 1 to Emmett. So of the 10 or 9, 6 went to the O-line, and 3 were probably coverage or quarterback charge.
That sounds about right. That's what I saw.
12 total pressures to the line, 5 to Gunnar, 2 to Corcoran, 2 to Evans, 1 to Teddy, 1 to Emmett, 1 to Tyler Knock. Tyler Knock had to play 45 snaps tonight
because Rocco went down. So Knack played right guard, and then Turner Corcoran came in for Pritchett at left tackle.
All right, let's move it on. Let's see. Sip Sean, hard game to watch. This is from Husker. I barely knew her. Sean Sip, hard game to watch. Offensive play calling was strange to me. Is it a bad look for Rule to ask for a $40 million roster on Monday and then perform like this on Friday?
I don't know. Did he ask for $40 million roster?
He said that's what it takes.
He said it would be, I'd like to get to that level and, do it that way here too.
Yeah, the whole week was
there was a lot to the week. I think we can all agree.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't know what to say about that week and then what happened. I don't know if it's a cause and effect. I'm sure Rule would say it's not. He says team, like he says team prepared well. So who knows?
John,
I tend to give more credit to Minnesota than anything.
John S., thank you for your super chat. 100 Sean comes in, just wanted to show some support tonight. I know the injury and the ejection, but the O-line room ought to be ashamed of that effort. Truly pathetic.
Yeah. 9 sacks. If you
Hard
give
to
up
say
9
otherwise.
sacks, what do you?
Not much to defend there.
No.
Red Ben 88. Thanks for the Nebraska football therapy session. Husker Online crew just can't understand Minnesota and Fleck of all teams having our number all the time. And that's what's frustrating because we know the level of investment. Look, there were way more media here from Nebraska than Minnesota had. There were a lot of fans that traveled here. It means so much more in Nebraska. And that's what's hard when you see a team that doesn't have near the overall investment come out with a simple game plan and execute and dominate.
Yeah, I don't get it. It's like one of those things where, like, how does Minnesota, with, like you said, the resource disparity and this level of investment disparity, completely dominate this series for the past 6 years? Like, it's baffling to me. I have no answers.
All right. It's illegal for you to ask me that. Minnesota being more prepared and whipping our tail physically is a tale as old as time.
Yeah. I mean,
a lot of comments.
It's sort of inexplicable. I mean, Minnesota, if you just look at it, they're on the field for 88 snaps against Purdue last week. So there was some talk around here about them maybe being a little worn down and maybe their legs wouldn't be quite right, but it didn't look like that at all. I mean, I was struck by how charged up they were from the start. You kind of knew right away, okay, Nebraska needed a big player to get charged, and it never really came.
When it stayed at 7-6 at halftime, you knew at that point Fleck had this game right where he wanted it.
Oh, God, yeah.
Where it was just, station to station baseball. Everything was just, every third down felt like it was like the play of the game. And they won them, and Nebraska wasn't winning them. That was unfortunate. Buster Sherry. Oh, gosh, dang it. Buster. God, I was doing good.
Yeah. You were worried about Jack.
Buster. Was Gatula being this bad last year? Why don't we run motion plays, swing passes to Barney? He needs more touches. 29-year-old fan. When does the pain end? And I agree. Barney's kind of been not really a part of this offense at a high level the last few weeks.
No, he hasn't been part
We
of the
commented
equation.
about the jet sweep. Like that's non-existent in the offense anymore. And that's seems like a pretty effective way to get one of your more dynamic runners the ball, especially with teams like zeroing in on him the way that they have been. Like it seems like they're trying to take away the slot and make Dylan work the perimeter. And that's, I think, directly led to Barney's lack of production. Now, I will say that Dylan missed him. There was one play where it could have been a 20-yard plus completion, and Dylan went with the quick check down and just missed a big play. So that's part of it. But
A part of it is
they got to find ways to get the ball in his hands.
part of it is 54 plays, 9 sacks.
Yeah.
I mean, you just don't have many plays, so whatever.
All right, Paul comes in the year of our Lord 2025. We should not be losing to Minnesota. Are we a blue blood or not?
Not right now.
That is the question. I want answered. I always thought that if Frost was a bust, that was it for us.
Here's the deal. I mean, this is just a loss. You don't want to go overboard. But it was a game you thought this was one you counted kind of as a win. So
Yeah, because Purdue probably should have beat these guys. Rutgers should have beat
It
these
wasn't
guys.
just a loss, too. It was a beatdown. Like
Yeah.
the score was only 24-6, but Nebraska just got, like I said, they got punked in every phase.
Yep.
And that doesn't sit well with a lot of people in a game
of course
that they
not.
should have won.
All right. As we keep it going here, we're getting brought to you by Zipline. It's time to book your fall and winter parties with Zipline Brewing. With 3 Lincoln locations, Zipline can serve and cater for groups of all sizes. Want an upscale casual vibe for up to 50 guests? Zipline Tap and Grill does private parties in its lounge with buffet, full menu, and custom menus. Want more of a laid-back space for up to 100 people? More laid-back space. Nebraska at Zipline. Sorry, guys, I'm kind of all over the map here. Even the South Lincoln location beer lounge can be reserved for the night as well for private groups of all sizes. Again, go to email generalmanager@ziplinebrewing.com or visit the ziplinetapandgrill.com. The best dates are filling up fast. Let Zipline make your party one to remember. And Simple, we are also brought to you by who?
Larson Motors. Larson, if you're looking for a new vehicle, how about going for a new experience at Larson Motors in Nebraska City? It's one of the Midwest's only dealerships with all the major brands in one location. So finding your new Chevrolet, GMC, Hummer, Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram never has been easier. Start your new experience today at LarsonMotorGroup.com or at Larson Motors in Nebraska City. Larson Motors, real people,
Real deals. All right, Lou.
Yep.
Not gonna get in that one, Lou. You got me there, but maybe PSU should hire a PJ. This was terrible. It seems like even when Dylan did have time, the wide receivers struggled to get open. And that when teams have 7, 8 people back, sometimes it's hard to get open.
Is this in the rule, Rob, the rule Penn State talk?
I think it is a significant blow towards it because after a performance like this on national television
Right.
that all those Penn State fans were tuning in and watching, that can't sit well now. Like that's a much harder sell to me, at least. That,
Oh, come on.
you
It's
know, if you're
gotta
Pat
be.
Kraft, you're like, oh no, this is our guy, the guy that just put
Oh,
up 6
God.
points against Minnesota
How do
and
you
got
sell it?
absolutely
Yeah.
demolished in all phases. Like that's hard. So maybe they turn it around and it becomes a more appealing hire. But right now, it looks like that lost some juice.
Steven comes in, all-time bad loss to a bad team. Pathetic. Kodiak Bear, game planning against Minnesota shouldn't be rocket scientists. The coaching staff let the team down tonight. We won't lose Rule to Penn State now, which I'm glad, but Penn State's fan base wouldn't allow that hire. And we just kind of hit on that. Steven, again, missed the holes on the Andy.
Oh, no.
During the
Nope,
big
nope,
run.
Nope. There was apparently a really bad misholding call
On the screen.
On the screen.
Yeah.
I didn't get a good look at the replay, but the mentions on social media said it was pretty egregious.
Mark comes in. Since Husker Online has been all in on Pritchett, who failed again, where does the offensive line go from here? Another abysmal performance.
I don't know. I mean, what was Pritchett doing?
I don't know. That was such a bonehead play. Like, okay, great play. You knocked the guy down and drove him into the dirt, and then you jump on him, so it's a excessive, like, unnecessary roughness, and then you lead with your head on the back of his helmet, like just a dumb play. And you got to have more from that for a guy you're invested that much into. Like you can't do things like that. Inexcusable.
All right, let's roll through here. 308 Husk. Just because it's low hanging fruit doesn't it mean I'm wrong. Players, coaches, fans, we are all distracted. We all overlooked this game, and it was embarrassing. And again, I agree. I do think we get ahead of ourselves and just chalk up a win, and it had that feel all week. Like, I don't think anyone thought Nebraska was going to lose this game.
Obviously didn't.
Especially in the way they did tonight.
No, yeah. I mean, like, the fact that they lost, again, PJ's won a 6 in a row against it. Like, this has become a theme in this series. Like, Nebraska struggles against Minnesota, and they struggle against PJ Fleck. But the manner in which it happened, that's the most surprising. Like, a loss isn't the most stunning thing, but to just get bullied for 60 minutes, that's pretty startling.
Minnesota ranked 114th nationally in rushing offense, and they got it going.
Yeah,
it wasn't just a 71-yard run. They were moving the line of scrimmage. So it's not just. I mean, I don't look at this just as an offensive line problem. It's trenches in general, and I don't know what to say. I thought they were kind of over that. And I didn't think Minnesota was just capable of doing what they did on the ground. But we talked about it, that it was a possibility, and there it was.
They got right.
Kind of, yeah.
Isla comes in. I hate to say it, but this will make PSU not hire Rule. Kodiak Bear. It was a fun trip to be in the top 25. It lasted a week, guys.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Carter Norris, what exactly has Rule accomplished here to be on the hot seat?
Not be on the hot
seat. Not be on the hot seat. Lots of fancy speeches, not many wins. Hope PSU hires him as a water boy. Okay, all right.
What a fascinating conversation, though. I mean, all we did all week was talk about him going to Penn State, and he's on the top of these leaderboards. And then there's this. I don't know what to do with it.
Yeah. The pendulum swings dramatically, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
He was the flavor of the month 24 hours ago.
Yeah.
And now
I mean, he's on McAfee
now
Thursday.
nobody wants.
It's on McAfee Thursday. Everybody's watching.
Reaffirms commitment.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just amazing. It's amazing how fast it can swing. Fleck got him.
It's the nature of the beast.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were around the Minnesota team at the hotel. We stayed just by pure coincidence at their team hotel. And we didn't talk to PJ Fleck, but we saw him a few times today. And what was your observation, Sip, when you just
he's really dialed in.
You just locked in. I mean, they had a focus about them being around them the last 24 hours, and that's how it played out on the field.
I'm sure they got tired of hearing the rhetoric. I bet that you'll never hear it, but I bet they used it.
They field stormed tonight, by the way.
Yeah,
strange.
It is kind of strange, but god dang, that stadium is revved up. It's a revved up stadium.
Yeah, their student section's really good.
It'd be nice to get an 11 a.m. game here again because we've been up here for a lot of night games lately.
A lot of parties.
Nebraska's never won up here at night. Mike comes in. It's really hard to win this in this league. Travel schedule. PJ's a great coach. Injuries. Cue the excuses, but let's cry about needing more money when you just lost to the Brokies of the Big Ten. Sad.
God, Rule's got to get him right. He's got to get him right before Northwestern, because you can't make the same mistake again. Just as a collective fan base, media group, team of saying, "Oh, they'll be fine against Northwestern." I'd be careful with that.
No.
I mean, if Northwestern comes in and gets to Dillon 6 times or 7 times or 9 times,
they got to run it better. They just got to run it more. I mean,
as Emmett Johnson said, this is a crucial week for the team where they got to come together more than ever. And they thought there was distractions last week. Buckle up, because there's going to be distractions all over the place. Not only about what their coach is going to do, but is this team lost? Is this a repeat of last year when they started 5-1 and finished 6-6? Like, that's what they got to fight against. They got to block. They got to tune it out more than ever over these next 8 days.
I wonder though if this and not helps, but I don't think that Rule discussion is going to be very prominent anymore.
Yeah, now they got a new set of issues to worry about.
Yeah, but at least they can lock in on those issues and not.
Now they're going to hear about how terrible they are.
Yeah, which is better than the other. I think it's better than the other conversation.
And the thing is, they can't be mad at people and fans.
Nah,
for
they
being
will,
mad.
though.
But I know, but they shouldn't be.
They will.
How is it our fault?
Oh, it'll become.
How is it I mean,
Well, you use it to rally around. It's the old Bo Pelini method of everyone's out to get us.
Yep.
We can only trust the people in this locker room. It's not healthy, but you kind of find motivation.
They might not do that. I mean, I'll give Rule a little more credit than that. I hope he doesn't do that. You know.
Will Duncan, interested in your thoughts on the O-line? And if we still think we have the right coach, Dylan has a lot of blame for the sacks, but you can't have a tackle on the field not knowing his assignments.
Oh God, yeah. One time Gunner just failed
didn't
failed to block the rusher. I mean, it's amazing.
And again, Gunnar Gatula was charged with 4 sacks in a hurry tonight on 38 opportunities.
And I'll tell you, I mean, we say Minnesota's not very good. They look pretty good to me. This league is tough.
They're 5-2,
right?
I mean,
they're 3-1 in the league.
They should, and they probably. Cal was a bad loss for them. They'd be a 6-1 team.
Yeah, see, that's what PJ probably says. Like, guys, I mean, we're 5. I mean, are they 5-1? Yeah, 5-1 and 3-1.
No, they have 2 losses.
Oh, 5-2 and 3-1.
Yeah, and they navigated through major running back injuries.
Yep.
And they're healthy again. They obviously ran the ball well tonight.
Yeah, Darius Taylor had a soft tissue injury, and he didn't run. He was out for a couple games and didn't run. He was, like you said, 22 carries for 42 yards the last 2 games, and then he explodes tonight.
He had 30 in their season opener, though. He had 31 carries. I mean,
then he got hurt.
He was looked at to be 1,000. I mean, he still might be, but he was considered to be 1,000-yard back going into the year for them. And
yeah, he had 986 last year.
Kurt Peterson, another good show. Dylan sounds beaten down, and I don't blame him. If his protection doesn't get fixed, we won't last the year. What are the coaches telling the guys right now to keep it together?
I don't know. That's a good question. Don't overreact, first of all.
It's 1 game.
The 9 sacks is extreme. And when you're dealing with extreme numbers, like extreme stats, then it gets a little difficult. That's extreme. It's like Melvin Gordon. I mean, extreme was Melvin Gordon running for 450 plus yards, whatever he ran for. That's extreme. So it does get a little complicated when you see the extreme. That's what Rule's got to deal with. I mean, he's got to deal with up front, man. It's hard in this league when you're deficient there. And by the way, I never saw that coming. I thought the offensive line was going to be a strength.
All right, more Chella comes in. Thank you for the super chat. Dusty, Matt Rule is now 1-9 against opposition while leading a 5-win Husker squad.
What's that mean?
It means when they get to 5 wins, he's 1-9 in games after reaching the 5th win.
Oh, God.
That 1 win being Wisconsin.
Yeah, because they were at 5 wins his first year, and then you're right. I mean, that is a intriguing stat. That is winning 10% of the games that just barely get us to a bowl. That is pathetic. Ticket prices keep going up, though.
I saw another stat. I haven't verified this. I could just be spewing inaccuracies here, but a Rule team at Nebraska has never won when trailing at halftime.
Ooh. Is that right?
I need to confirm that, but another media member tweeted that, so I take them for their word.
How about Minnesota really kind of neutralizing Isaiah Hunter tonight as well? I mean, he had
a big catch that he just dropped.
Yeah. Hit him in the chest.
Yeah, so I mean, the play was there for him. And there was the other play towards the end of the half when he slipped, and had he not slipped, he could have been off to the races a little bit. So he came really close to making a big impact.
5 catches for 4 yards.
Yeah, looking at the targets here, Isaiah Hunter had 8 targets, 5 catches for 40. Dane Key had 2 targets, no catches. Ja'Cory Barney, 1 target, 1 catch, 1 yard. Wow. So Key and Barney got you a combined 1 yard.
Passing game, it just wasn't. You watched it. You watched the game. I mean, the passing game was way out of whack because of the pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Lindenmeyer was probably your most valuable asset tonight. He had 28 yards after the catch, 4 catches for 52 yards, which led the way, and he had 6 targets. Okay, let's move this through. Hanson.
Don't say it.
Dang it.
It's all right.
The last few games, we're on a first name basis there, buddy. The last few games felt like when you're sick and you need to throw up, but you hold it in and ultimately still throw up because you needed to. Let's flush it.
Yeah.
That's a great analogy.
Put it beautifully.
Yeah, you just got to move forward. I hope. Yeah, you don't want to make too much out of it, but well, man.
Will Duncan not scoring a touchdown against a team that got gashed by Purdue is pathetic.
Yeah.
New coaching staffs, same problems, poor execution by the players, and no identity or adjustments from the staff in the game. Wazoo revenge. Last week I said Rule leave. If Rule leaves, Nebraska shouldn't care. I took a lot of heat for that. This shows Rule isn't the right guy. And if they don't win more than 7 games, he should be fired. Okay, that's a little harsh there, guys. Barry comes in, giving my theory of Coleman giving them our signs.
What's that mean?
That he's
Malachi Coleman. No,
gave Minnesota's staff a heads up on Nebraska's play call signs.
Whatever.
I mean, they have a helmet headset on now.
Yeah, I don't think he's talking to
that.
that.
That seems like a little out there. Yeah. An AI bone might as well run the minivan D2 in the front, 5 in the rear. I don't know what that means, but Mike, our O-line could not stop Frosty the Snowman from sacking Dylan.
I don't know what to say about that.
Bowman 78. Maybe you guys should just go to volleyball games. And then, by the way, the ladies, congrats to Danny Busboom Kelly. They swept Michigan State. Shocker on the road.
Let's keep on rolling.
Man.
If nothing else, there's always volleyball to lift the spirits of Husker Nation.
All right. Again, thank you for joining us on Husker Online Postgame Live. We are brought to you by Zipline, the official postgame beverage sponsor. Get into the Tap and Grill in Fallbrook. They have their seasonal menu, a lot of fall favorites, chili and cinnamon rolls, pulled pork sliders, mac and cheese, pot roast, tons of great items. Get into there 5 minutes from downtown as well. Thanks to Zipline, the official postgame show beverage sponsor. We're also brought to you by Gametime. Looking for tickets for any event, not just Nebraska football games or volleyball games, but Gametime has you covered for concerts. I was at Nate Bargatze at PBA. 13,000 people were there. I got our tickets on Gametime, guys, and we got great seats for the show. It was the largest comedy show. We got great seats at a great price thanks to Gametime. And they've got a special as well with On3. We'll give you $20 off your ticket order by using the promo code On3 on your first purchase with Gametime. And again, what I love about Gametime is you can go on there, click on the seat you want, and it will show you the view of where you're going to be. And it also really does a great job of kind of highlighting how good of a deal the tickets you're going to buy are based on what the market says. So they've got all the facts, all the data on Gametime to make sure you get yourself the best tickets. Again, use the promo code On3 to get $20 off your order with Gametime. Okay, guys, let's move it through. Brody, what a sick joke this has become. To win in this league, you have to run the football and stop the run. And we still can't figure this out after years of doing it. John, 40 plus years of watching this team. I shut the game off at half. I'm done. I'm tired of this excuses. No reason for this. James.
It's really frustrating.
Yep.
At some point, Dylan needs to let go of the good guy act and start holding his teammates accountable. He doesn't have to say everything in him, but being everyone's friend will never make you a leader. And I will say one thing that's different about the newer age of athletes, it's not the old days where, guys are yelling and screaming. And that's all teams, Rob. And you can attest that in basketball and other teams we've covered. I mean, kids now don't get on guys like that.
Look at professional level. Tua at the Dolphins tried to call out his teammates for not investing enough time on their own and watching plays or studying film and all that sort of stuff. And he had to issue a public apology because feelings were hurt so much. So if he gets up there and says the O-line sucked, we need to be better.
You can't do that.
I'm not going to play for this team if they're going to block for me like that. That doesn't do anything.
No, you can't do that.
I think he's saying the right things, and maybe internally you can say things that need to be said, but you don't do it on a press conference forum.
No,
it just won't do you any good.
Adam, Dana needs to develop play calling around the offensive line's inability to provide a pocket for Raiola, whether that's running more often, short, quick passes, or Dylan rolling out. And
totally agree.
Kind of what Minnesota was doing, guys.
Yeah. Totally agree.
Like, so am I dumb to like why the quick crosses over the middle? Like, why doesn't Nebraska just do simple things like what Minnesota was doing?
I will say this. I don't even know if they have time to do that. I don't know if they have time for quick crosses right now. I mean, I don't. You got
free release quick crosses.
Yeah, they're in a fix that way. It won't always be this way, I would hope, but tonight I don't even know if they had time for that. At times, you gotta run it.
You gotta run it. That's the big answer for me.
Yeah.
Like, there's got to be more of a commitment to the running game.
Michael wants to know, Sip, did you see Ryan Burns?
You know what? I didn't. I didn't really look.
You're kind of on your own island on the press box.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't really feel a need to, but he came on the show and he was great.
John S., first time in 40 plus years I shut it off. Too much heartache.
Yep.
I don't know what to say to people on that. It's pretty rough. This was a rough one for sure.
Yeah. You can't blame anybody for turning it off. You didn't miss anything if you shut it off at halftime.
Again, it goes back to how much is invested into this. And when you see a product or a team you're going against that doesn't have the investment you have and they're owning you, that makes your blood boil.
No doubt.
They got a coach. They got a really good coach over there. That's a lot of what this is.
A coach that's adapt.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's adapted to the Big Ten. I mean, when he was at Western Michigan, he was more of an up-tempo. I mean, he threw it around more. And he evolved to being a Big Ten coach. I mean, he doesn't get enough credit for that, I would say.
He doesn't.
Isla comes in, just sad, really. Do we need a new O-line coach? Husker, I barely knew her. Where do we go from here? Floor, ceiling. If we play like this going forward, I worry we struggle to make a bowl game again. And yeah, you got some tough ones, guys. You got obviously Northwestern. You'll be picked to win, but USC is at home. Iowa is at home. But then that road stretch, UCLA and Penn State are going to be a bear.
You know how it goes. So if they come back with a strong game against Northwestern, win convincingly, this game will not be forgotten. But it goes a long way to push it forward. So I'm really careful these days in this day and age of college football to overreact to any game. I'm not going to do that. This was bad. 9 sacks is hard to reconcile in your brain, but you can't overdo it. You can't overreact. If they overreact, they're in trouble.
Cam on the 9th sack, Minnesota rushed 2 guys and both of them got home.
Both of them got in.
Maybe I wouldn't suggest a sense of humor for them, but I would suggest it for the fans. Have a sense of humor.
Ayla, brutal evening.
God.
Don't see this line improving. I mean, is it just me, guys, or do we have some of like the most unique names I've ever seen on our show?
Yeah, I don't know. That one's cool.
Trying to see if
I'd be really careful with that one.
Yeah,
I mean, I've never seen that name in my life other than a super chat on our show.
O-line. So the O-line has struggled against Michigan. I mean, it struggled. We first saw the problems at against Michigan, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's when we were like, oh,
the speed
God.
to power.
Yeah, that we were like, oh God. Then Michigan State, it was kind of like, oh,
yeah,
there it is again.
There it is. Passer at all, and all of a sudden they got like 6 sacks or something like that.
There it is. Yeah, I think they got 5.
5.
Michigan State got 5. Michigan got 7. So then there it was again, and now here it is.
Maryland too.
How is Maryland? Did Maryland get a lot of pressure?
They only had one. The two edges got some pressure.
Yeah, they only had 1 sack.
It wasn't nearly as bad as the others, though.
No, but Dylan threw 3 picks.
Mm-hmm.
So now you have this weird circumstance. You've given up 7 against Michigan, 5 against Michigan State, and 9 against Minnesota. It's a big problem. Donovan has got to. I don't know what he's going to do here. I don't know if you start looking at younger guys. If you go and try to put some younger guys with that first unit and see what that looks like. I wouldn't, if I were him, I would start thinking in terms of major change.
I don't know what you could do at tackle, though.
I'm serious, Rob.
Like, I don't know what you could do at tackle, but like,
you can't give up 9 sacks.
Machachok, when we saw him, he played well as a guard. Like, does he get a shot if Rocco's not available.
I don't want to overreact, but you give up 9 sacks. You got to start looking
I
at
think
some
everything's on the table.
stuff. Yeah,
for
that's
a
what I'm
game like
saying.
this.
That's a good one.
Well, how much guard did Tyler Knack even play before tonight?
I don't know.
He was the number 2
What's this?
on the last depth chart. I remember that.
Well, I got the current.
The depth charts are so like I don't even put a lot of stock into the
Yeah, but
depth
that was
charts.
a new development with that.
Yeah, so yeah, he is. He's listed as the number 2 right guard behind Rocco.
So
Tyler
I think
Knack.
that was a in-season move because if you remember, at one point he was the number 1 right tackle.
Yeah.
All right, Aaron. Short passes, 2nd and 4. You can't see a wide receiver on a screen. Gopher. Dylan's lack of mobility is a hindrance to this offense. The O-line is not as bad as people are saying. At what point does TJ's legs come in and make a difference? TJ's got an arm too. Change is needed. Andrew.
I don't see Dylan's lack of mobility. I watched the game. There's the pocket collapses. There's nothing he can really do.
Yeah, I mean, does a true freshman fare much better? I know he's a little faster, but
throw him in there against that.
think he won't get overwhelmed by that pass rush? I don't know.
Andrew, how do you guys think the culture is in year 3 of Matt Rule compared to the culture of year 3 of Frost, Riley, Pelini, Callahan, etc.? I mean, those are complicated things to answer.
I mean, we were talking about this team yesterday about as one that was going to be 7-1. So I hate to just do a total about face on the. That's why I don't want to overreact, because we were just talking about this team ascending and Rule building a program that makes him a viable hire for Penn State. Now we're talking about the culture being bad. I'm not going to make those wild swings.
Yeah, I still say overall it's pretty good.
Well, and I think tonight was the night where some of their deficiencies all showed up at once. I mean, they
had a bad night.
Their lack of pass rush, or lack of big bodies up front to match the run, and then the offensive line things that have been problems at times all showed up tonight. It was just one of those nights where a lot of the deficiencies were there. Then you had some injuries come into play, and it just nothing worked.
Minnesota was revved up, and the stadium was revved up. PJ Fleck had his team. It had a hard edge to it. They like beating Nebraska. They rushed the field. They like it. You could tell. They're kind of out for blood when they play Nebraska.
And it's a trophy game again now, right, Robin? I mean, they've is the chair trophy like officially recognized, the 2 bits broken chair?
I don't know.
I mean, I know they talked about it. Rule talked about
it's
it.
Still a thing that.
But like the Big Ten
talks
and the main people have never really embraced it. But I know that was a thing, and it was here because I saw things about it.
Well, yeah.
Logan, Nebraska cannot develop its talent to the extent that PJ Fleck and staff succeeds. Why? How many different staffs have we had with the same result? Why?
Well, we don't know this is going to be the same result. I mean, a lot of season left. They get a chance to get bowl eligible next week. A real good chance.
Crucial week.
Yeah.
Gopher, Donovan Jones on defense got picked on the entire second half. That's a coaching difference. They identified our weakness, and we can't do anything to stop it.
He had that bad hold. And he held on that.
And he gave up the touchdown too.
Yeah, he was holding the guy's arm, and I think Rule kind of questioned that, but I'd tell him no. There's no question on that one. He was holding the guy.
Big Red comes in. How does this loss affect Rule to Penn State? Will TJ get to start next week? No. Look, lot to be determined there, guys, and we've hit on that a lot tonight. Steven comes in. Donnie taking a lot of flack, but what about Dana?
Yeah.
He's calling these plays like we have the 90s pipeline. He hasn't adjusted.
I want to see more of a commitment to the run. Like when you're having success running the ball, again, like it's just baffling to me. You don't give the ball to Emmett Johnson once on the opening drive, and then he finally gets going, starts getting some chunk runs, and then you go 3 straight passes, punt. Like, especially with the way that this offensive line is blocking, the best way to solve that and to slow down the pass rush is to run the football effectively and consistently. And the only way you do that is by committing to it.
Sodak marketing. Are there any big boys over at Iowa Western or UNK dual enrolled somehow at UNL for classes? We're desperate. Minnesota wanted it more tonight.
Go Big Red. Minnesota did. That's what it looked like.
Played like it.
Now, once again, that's hindsight. That would drive me nuts as a Nebraska coach to hear people say that, but that's what it looked like.
Because one play can turn a game.
Yeah. I wonder is it possible that on 2nd and 7 on that opening series when Dillon was chased down, did that look like a broken play?
I don't know. The rule said that something was off, like a play didn't.
They missed
go
an
right.
assignment on the first play.
Yeah.
Now I wonder if the second play was maybe a run.
I don't know.
And something happened. Maybe it was a run to Emmett. Remember, Dillon got chased down. It was for a 2-yard loss. The play didn't look right to me. So I just want to make sure, Holgerson could come to the media availability on Tuesday and say, well, I did call a play on that first series for Emmett. I don't know.
I think what was frustrating though, guys, is if the offense got like an Isaiah Hunter play like we saw the last 2 weeks, or just one moment or two, that's how a game turns. And they just never were able to get.
They got the Quinn Clark big long run, and they got a field goal out of it.
They just never were able to finish it off. And our favorite end zone fade plays were there again. And
they just missed him. They had Dane Key wide open, missed him. They had Hunter deep. He dropped it. They couldn't score a touchdown to Clark. They had their opportunities. They just couldn't do it.
Sip, Hingle comes in for one for you. What happened to your 42-17 Nebraska
actually
pick?
42-13. Sean made sure to lead the show with that tonight. So
that's why you're a little short with me over there,
that was
pal.
an interesting way to lead the show, but that's your choice, I guess.
No, I apologize. It was not right. God, you're mad at me. I can tell. It's gonna be sorry, Sip. I didn't mean to do that to start the show.
Oh, you didn't mean to do it? Just like somebody put a gun to your head.
I didn't really have a script. I kind of was like Nebraska. I didn't have much of a script. And all right, sorry. So I can tell you're mad at me.
It's all good. It's all good. I'll remember it.
Sodak marketing, 9 sacks. We have to
lot.
be in the car tomorrow for 6 hours. 9 sacks is also wild from the same O-line. Too many ciders.
Yep.
With their hands on their footballs and not working their craft. Thank you for helping with the long drive back to Rapid City, South Dakota. Wow.
How long a drive's that?
Don't know. Oh, no.
I-90 all the way across, pretty much. All the way across South Dakota.
I feel for Nebraska fans. I do.
It's a long drive.
Our buddy Big Red Smoke finally got to catch the show live. Wish it was for a win. Is 9 sacks extreme enough to rethink some of the coaching staff, or is it an overreaction?
No, I don't think it's an overreaction. Again, it's not one game.
On the table.
It's not one game.
Yeah.
I mean, you got a premier quarterback. He's not getting protected.
Yep. Games with 7 sacks,
Oh, hey, man.
5 sacks, 9 sacks.
No, come on.
They've allowed the most sacks in all of FBS going.
Yeah,
into
we don't
Saturday's
need to
games.
sugarcoat this. There's going to be difficult conversations, okay? I mean, and they're warranted.
Yeah.
No, we don't need to sugarcoat.
Can't
everything.
defend 9 sacks.
No.
Yeah, if you're going to build this offense the way they're building it, you can't have this many
I
sacks.
can't explain that away.
You can't have the face of your program getting knocked around like that like
Right.
it was tonight.
You can't explain it away. Like, it's not just a problem tonight. That's the thing you got to emphasize. We were having this conversation after the Michigan game.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
Scott comes in.
those edges get beat routinely.
This is Nebraska football. To say it's just one game and not panic is ridiculous. 15 years of the same song and dance. I called this after the Michigan game. 5-7. Any team with somewhat of a pulse of a rush is a loss.
Yeah, I don't know. Now, are you suggesting that they've panicked? I mean, I don't know if panic is ever the answer.
I mean, I still think they can get to 8.
Yeah, I do too.
I mean, I'm not
I
saying
really do. I think they could get to 8. 9 seems a little shaky.
7.5 was the over/under going into the year.
Mm-hmm. I mean, this is a blow to like how you assess the team. I will say that. Like, if you're making a week-to-week assessment of how the big picture is going to look, yeah, this is a blow. I mean, it just, you didn't see this coming. Not the nature of this loss to get beat up that bad.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because there's going to be a team on Black Friday that kind of plays a similar style that comes into Lincoln.
Oh yeah.
And they've been better at this style than Minnesota as of late.
Oh yeah. I don't even want to think about that right now. I mean, Northwestern's licking its chops. Okay. I mean, if you're Northwestern, you watch this game, you're going, oh yeah, we can go into Lincoln and win that game.
All right.
That's the fact. That's where you're at.
Red bin 88, hypothetical, not advocating. If an O-line coaching change is made, would that affect Dillon being committed to the program?
No, it wouldn't. I mean, I can speak to that. I don't think it wouldn't. I mean, you have to. This is a business. I mean, you have to produce. He knows that. He's from a family where his dad played in the NFL for 14 years. They know the lay of the land.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, this again, hard conversations. They're probably going on maybe as we speak, but they'll be definitely going on tomorrow.
And, the thing now with coaching, I mean, we saw this last year. I mean, Dan Holgerson was brought in. I mean,
yeah,
all bets are off in the coaching stuff now because you can have unlimited coaches.
Well, now I don't think Rule likes to make moves in
No.
the season, but
I don't know how you could just fix this in a week.
No. I wonder though about personnel a little bit, if they would consider some other guys. I don't know if they have them or not.
I just don't know who that would be of that young core.
They don't even list them on the depth chart.
Supreme Cash.
Grant Bricks is listed as a guard.
Did he even travel today?
I
don't think he even traveled.
Hold on. I have that right here.
Robin, it was on the board. I think on
Yeah,
pendant.
I don't think he traveled.
No, I got it. I wrote all the numbers.
I didn't write him because somebody asked about him. He didn't travel.
Oh, yeah, he did not. God, he didn't even travel.
So you can't really even consider that right now.
No, not really.
Supreme Cash, is this a wake-up call for the donors to pump up the collective so we can get elite players at all positions? Just an embarrassment on the national stage. And I have a hard time with pump the collective because the collective is not what the collective was in terms of how the new rules are. I mean, the rev share money is the rev share money. Mm-hmm. The other money has to be legit NIL marketing type deals. So I don't know if the answer is just giving money right to 1890 because it's still got to be dressed up as a legit NIL deal now.
Yeah. You got to get a lot more out of your current guys is the way I see it.
Yeah.
I mean, what coaching is to me is getting all you can out of the athletes you have, all you can, maximizing. You have to maximize the talent you have. Tonight was not maximizing the talent.
One of their most expensive guys took himself out of the game by spearing his helmet to the back of a guy's head. Like,
right. And you have
boosters can't solve that.
You have Tyler Knack as a junior in the program. He's been here for 3 years. There's no real excuse for him for saying, well, you know what? They had Tyler Knack in there. It happens across all levels of football. Guys go down, and you don't have to see a monumental drop off.
I mean, you think about the argument of Pritchett. I mean, you're essentially paying Pritchett about $100,000 a game.
Yeah, that. I mean, remember Ohio State last year when they kept having injuries, and they were shuffling their offensive line. They won the national title. Like, okay, so no, I don't want to hear a lot of excuses. They're not the excuses. Especially for a line that's this veteran. You brought in a senior in Corcoran and a junior in Knack. You should be able to get it done.
Husker Dan 859. I like Sip's suggestion that we have a sense of humor. Maybe we should just start viewing games like the episodes of The Gong Show.
That's a good idea. It's not a bad idea.
Jonathan, remember after fall camp, there was no separation in the O-line position competition. Also, how much of an impact Bonner would have had this season. I do, like that thought on Bonner because Bonner did give them something different, but I'm not saying that would have made the difference tonight.
God, no.
But he was a big hit.
Yeah, he was. Maybe he play left tackle.
He gave him a little just physicality. Like, we want to talk about blocking on the edge. I think that's what they're missing a lot of. The tight ends have, I guess, blocked well, but like Bonner was a different kind of athlete. You could do some different things that they just can't do without. You gotta watch the game again to see what those breakdowns are up front. It's hard to watch it on the fly, especially where we're at. We're ways away tonight, so it's kind of hard to assess.
Husker, I barely know her. This is a goofball. I can't even read this one. But did you guys see number 9 in Minnesota's D-line? I think his name was up. Oh, I think he had 2 solo sacks. Oh God, Anita. God dang, Anita. Wish this team could find a groove. How about it? Behind the wall, 30 years, a correctional officer, $1. Bo, thank you. Behind the wall, 30 years, comes in again. How many times is Buford going to miss that tackle on the outside, giving up a touchdown.
Well, remember it was Rex Guthrie last week too. So like it's a personnel thing where guys just got to start making plays. Like that's what we're coming down to right now. You can't have your starting right tackle whiff a block. You can't have your captain safety take a terrible angle on a long touchdown, or long run. Like these are the things that Sip's talking about, the offensive line, all these juniors and seniors that need to be playing better. That goes across all levels. Like you need your defensive backs to not commit those drive extending penalties. You need your linebackers to not miss tackles. You need more pressure from your defensive line. Like there's so many things that need to be better with this team. And yeah, Buford's one of them, just like a long list of every other thing.
You can't just, I mean, I know it sounds real dire. They were,
this was a dire night.
It is
a bad night.
It is, but
they gave up 9 sacks, a sack every 6 plays.
They had more sacks allowed than points.
It's going to be really interesting on Monday to hear Rule, what he says. This whole conversation this week was really uncomfortable. I just wonder what that dynamic's going to be like this week.
Well, yeah, and we've had people point it out. I mean, you have this other angle of the story. You have Dylan, now this is your quarterback. His uncle's the O-line coach. I mean, there's just a lot of things that are touchy.
Yeah, well, that's the Rule's making a lot of money to handle this stuff, and he's going to earn it this week.
Jacob comes in.
Game is unforgiving as hell.
Mm-hmm.
I have never felt this low as a Husker fan. I truly don't see any light at the end of the tunnel. I mean, we've seen it enough to know things change, but yeah, tonight was tough when that Nebraska had the better roster, and it didn't look like that. Didn't look like that. MT Gatula is clearly a huge issue. Coaches didn't relieve him of his duties tonight. Why and who replaces him going forward?
What do you do there?
4 sacks.
I'm not sure. Again, you kind of look at it and see if it's as bad as it seems.
Is it a physical ability thing or is it a coaching mental thing? That's what we don't know.
The answer would be Teddy, right? I mean, it'd be Teddy Prohaska.
That was the guy he replaced.
Right. So you'd have Teddy on the right side and Pritchett on the left. Pritchett will be the left tackle when he comes back from his suspension, right? I mean, he'll come back.
Yeah.
So the answer to that question, if you're going to move somebody ahead of Gunner, it'd probably be Teddy.
All right, guys, we got a few left here. Bo, rough game tonight. Do you think the Huskers should give TJ Lateef a chance?
I don't see that. I just don't look at it like that. It's a broader issue to me. They don't run the ball well enough, and they don't protect. So I don't know how TJ Lateef is going to help you that much.
And Dylan wasn't turning it over tonight.
No,
I mean, it wasn't like he was throwing picks. I mean, he was getting sacked.
There's definitely, I'd say 3 times that I can remember where he held it, but it wasn't all him holding the ball. I mean, it's a bigger problem than that. When there's 9 sacks, it's just not 9 times he held the ball, So I don't know. I just don't know how TJ Lateef would help you that much.
Sipple's glamour photo. No business losing this game in year 3, but college football is a weird game. It happens every week across the country. Get it fixed and go Big Red.
See, that's kind of where I'm coming from. I don't want to overreact. This stuff happens. Then you feel kind of dumb if they come back and beat Northwestern 42-3, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can't say it didn't happen, but you don't want to act like this whole thing's coming to an end and Rule's completely inept, because he has shown that. I mean, I was just saying last week that program's on a good trajectory. So now is it not on a good trajectory? I'm not going to do that. Well,
and remember, we were going down on the field last week at Maryland thinking they were going to lose.
That's true.
And it changed. It changed. And I think we were hoping, okay, tonight it was going to change at some point. And then that changing moment never came in this game.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. That's a good point. I mean, we thought, okay, so they beat Maryland. Now they have these 2 games against Minnesota and Northwestern that they're prohibitive favorites. Just get to 7-1. And now you got to reassess. You got to reassess the whole damn thing.
All right, Robin, a question on this one. Did Hartzog even travel tonight?
No.
Okay, so Hartzog being out is huge. Teams are picking on Donovan Jones and the young guys. Also, if I see one more drag route get uncovered, I may lose my mind. And I brought that up earlier. You saw their receivers kind of just getting a free inside release and just dragging right across the middle.
Yeah.
And it's uncovered. I mean,
when got a guy chasing him 5 yards behind him.
I mean,
It's not a hard
if the
pass to
corner
make.
is on man-to-man coverage, I don't know if they were, but and he's just running free over the middle of the field, it's hard to cover that.
Well, yeah, I guess.
But Hartsock being out is, I think, a bigger deal.
I
than
agree.
Some people want to admit. I mean, for one, as we've mentioned many times, he's the number one ball hawk in that secondary. He's one of the only guys that could get interceptions, like outside of Singleton. So like that you're losing out, but then also the ripple effect where you don't have Sierra Wright on the perimeter anymore. And Sierra Wright, I mean, like teams weren't even throwing to his side of the ball.
Mhm.
And so Hartsock's ability to cover the slot and allowing Sierra to play on the perimeter, like there's definitely a domino of that injury. And they keep saying that they hope to get him back, but he's been out for a long time and he's not even traveling. So we'll see where that heads up.
All right, Justin comes into the comment here. Dylan has full control at the line of scrimmage. He is audibling out of runs, but Holgerson will never say that.
I don't know.
I can't. I don't know.
I don't know that.
I can't.
I don't know.
And I'm not sure you'd ever get that answer if you even behind the wall. 30 years as a correctional officer. You think Rule is making the same mistake with Raiola as he did with Satterfield? Too loyal to make a change. I think he's talking about Donovan Raiola.
We made a change with Satterfield
And Foley.
Yeah, he made changes.
And then one final super chat. I don't even know what this name is, but I just think the situation should be looked at. Oh, we got one more here. Let me get this last one in here from Billy. How's the fan base going to handle this? Something like this happens again this year.
I don't know. What
They give up
what?
9 sacks and score 6 points and get completely dominated in every facet. Yeah, the fan base isn't going to react well. And
No, real poorly.
these conversations are going to get a whole lot more.
No, it's a balance in the discussion. Of course, they're not going to react well, and they shouldn't react well.
I mean, year 3, if like these games become a common theme, you got problems.
Oh, there's a lot
You
of
got problems.
There's a lot of soul searching going on right now by certain, parts of this team.
As there should.
Well, Robin, you got a basketball game in 11 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, I got a flight to catch here in less than 5 hours.
That's pleasant. What time is it?
It's 1:15. I mean, we are out of here earlier than we thought. So we actually had the door open behind us once. Not like Maryland where we got kicked out.
It was just a janitor.
But he apologized. Well, any final comments from the veteran Stephen M. Sipple?
No, not really. I mean, I think we covered it. It's just disappointing. I mean, I don't know how to size up the Penn State conversation, which dominated the discussion. And now I don't know if he's out of it. I don't want to do that because if they come back and roll Northwestern, then you're
And beat USC.
Yeah, you're 6-2 and 7-2. So I'm not going to overreact.
And the reality was they weren't going to like hire him tomorrow.
Right.
Like even if it is a decision that has been made or has been made, like they're not doing it like
God,
right. They're going to let it play out.
It's
this is not a rushed thing. This is a multi tens of millions, hundreds of $1 million decision that they're not just going to rush into just because they're friends. Like this is one piece of a rest of the season long evaluation.
It's annoying as hell is what it is, but you just got to kind of push through it.
And we've dealt with things like this, though. I mean, when Bill Moose was brought in and you knew Mike Riley was going to get fired, and you think about Eichhorst was fired during the season. I mean, we've dealt with AD drama and things like this in different ways at Nebraska.
Yeah, I've never dealt with anything like this where a coach was getting looked at by another team. That this is really unique.
I mean, it's kind of like what UCF went through with Frost. Once they fired Eichhorst, then brought in Moose, and then you started having like Nebraska media going down to Orlando, and I mean, it's the same type of deal, just in a different way for us. But all right, well, we appreciate everybody joining us here on Husker Online Post Game Live. Still had a lot of people on. Tough night for Husker fans. We'll be back. Regular show schedules next week, Tuesday, Thursday, then post-game live Saturday as Nebraska plays Northwestern. But Robin Washet's got to get to PBA for basketball. He'll fly out early, and Sip and I will drive back on Saturday. So thanks again, Zipline as well, our official beverage sponsor. But thank you for joining us here on Husker Online Post-Game Live.